Sushant, Sareen, was this a platform for bilateral issues like the situation along the LAC, the SCO platform?
Well, I believe if the two principals had a bilateral, then they would have discussed some of those issues. But I suspect, Gaurav, that something happened because, before the meeting took place, there was a lot of chatter, although I don't know how much of it was based on reality, but nevertheless, at least in the media, there was a lot of chatter
yes, there was
of
some,
a possible
yes.
meeting between the President of China and the Indian Prime Minister. Obviously, some things were happening on the back channel. It was speculated that even the deal on the LAC was with a view that the two guys are going to be meeting in Samarkand. Obviously, something has happened that the meeting never took place. I would love to be a fly on the wall of some office of the Prime Minister's office or the MEA to understand what exactly happened. But obviously something happened that the Prime Minister decided that he is not going ahead with this particular meeting and nothing could be fixed. Similarly, I don't know why all you media guys get all very excited in anticipation of a possible India-Pakistan meeting without ever trying to understand what is in it for India to meet Shahbaz Sharif. The guy is on his last legs. You don't know whether he'll survive 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 months or 1 year. The army has completely been neutered. Imran Khan is the boss right now. He is the guy who's calling the shots. What are you going to get out of Shahbaz Sharif? What does he have to give to you? And then for the Pakistanis to pretend as though they are some kind of a superpower of the world, that we are open to trading with India. Aloo pyaz unke yahan par 400-500 rupaye kilo hai. We are open to trading with India provided India talks on Kashmir. Yeah, you guys want trade because your guys are dying of hunger and you guys are paying so much money and you want India to compromise on its core interests. So the Pakistanis live in an alternate reality, and I think the Prime Minister did a very wise thing by not, by basically dismissing them and not bothering about any kind of a bilateral.
Okay.
I know it will disappoint many people, including in your channel, Gaurav,
okay.
the usual suspects, but
yes,
I think
sir.
that was the right thing to do.
Okay, you think it was the right thing to do by not engaging with pauper Pakistan because what does Pakistan have to give India, especially when it hasn't addressed India's core concerns of taking action against the parliament attack accused, the hijackers of IC 814, 2611 Mumbai terror attacks, Pathankot, Pulwama and a series of other Pakistan state-sponsored terror attacks on India and Indian interests in Afghanistan. And that is where I want to bring in Major General Meston, who was India's defense attaché to Afghanistan. General, should India have taken up the situation along the LAC, and was Prime Minister, where he was standing in the first picture, was that akin to being sidelined, or in your view, surrendering India's national interest as suggested by the Deputy Leader of the Congress Party in Lok Sabha?
Gaurav, good evening. Very precise answers. Firstly, I think it has emerged very clearly India was not sidelined, and this was a protocol photograph, and I think that should not be even debated by anyone, because we all have to have a strategic bent of mind rather than discussing these trivial issues which are being raised by some people. That's really not to be even thought of. Number two, India has, I think, played a very, very good role here, and I will explain why. See, firstly, he has our Prime Minister, Shri Modi, has totally sidelined, I would say, China. Of course, Pakistan should not even be considered in our radar because they are not to be considered a state.